All right, I've trimmed the motor all the way down to allow the oil to drain into the bottom of the crankcase. Now I got to remove the cover. So you simply go back here, grab it, lift it up, tilt it forward, pull it off, and simply set it out of the way. Here's the oil filter, and we're gonna let everything drain down into the motor, but then we're gonna get down and we're gonna remove the drain plug with a 12mm wrench. And what I'd like to do first is I'll get in here with the appropriate wrench and loosen that up. Okay, then what you wanna do is slide the drip pan, and this keeps from getting oil on the side, and just slowly loosen that nut. And there you go. Next step is to remove the oil filter, and there's a couple different wrenches you can use. I happen to have a standard one here. So you want to get it around the oil filter, get it locked in, put some pressure on it, and start loosening the filter slowly. Once it's loose enough with the wrench, what I like to do is simply unscrew it. I'll put a rag in underneath there to catch any oil that may be left in the filter. But slowly unscrew it, allowing the filter to drain. Simply lift it up. I like to turn it over so it's over the spot where the filter sits, and remove it. Now that the oil is draining out of the crankcase, we're going to install a new filter on it. But the one thing you want to do before you put that filter on the motor is you want to put a nice clean oil seal on that rubber gasket so you get a nice tight fit. I've got a bottle of oil here, and basically what I'll do is just take and put it on my thumb like that, and then I'll run that around that oil seal like such. Now it's ready to be installed back on the motor. Once you feel that gasket start to make contact, then you want to take the wrench and make another 3/4 to 1 full turn to seat it properly. I'm going to use the label on the filter as a reference. I got the oil wrench on, and I'm going to start to make that turn 3/4 to a full turn with the filter. Okay, now that we have the oil filter properly installed, time to put the drain plug back in. First off, I'm going to clean that drain plug off so it's nice and clean, get any impurities off it. Make sure that the washer is still on that. Pull that oil catch off it. I'm going to take that plug and put it back in there, and with my fingers I'm going to screw that all the way up to seat it. Then I'm going to take the wrench or the ratchet, put it on there, and tighten that up so it's nice and firm so you don't have to worry about any leakage. There you go. And the last thing I want to do is make sure no oil gets in the water when we put the boat back in. So I'm going to wipe off any excess oil that might have dripped off the drip plate, get that all cleaned up. So we're ready for the next step. Put the oil in the motor. The oil that we're putting in is a Quicksilver 4-stroke oil designed for the 4-stroke outboard, a 2540. If you're unsure, refer to your owner's manual to make sure you're putting the right oil in. Now we've added 7 quarts so far, so we're going to check the dipstick, make sure we got oil on it, and then top it off. If you have any questions on how to change the oil or anything else, make sure you refer to your manual for that motor.